to her right, to the left as you look at Jetta, world champion at 200. Solomon 7, Paraibo 8, Kwache in lane 9. But watch Jetta in 5, Campbell Brown in 6. Great start from Campbell Brown, my word, fourth from left. She got a lead there on Jetta. Jetta coming back, though. She didn't get a good start. Jetta Baptiste going well in the green on the far side. It's going to be very tight to the line, but Jetta's going to take it by about half a metre there from Campbell Brown. And look at the time, 10.78 there. The win plus 0.4. Fabulous sprinting for Jetta there, but she put enormous pressure on herself there with a relatively poor start, it has to be said. Goodness me. Both Baptiste to her left in lane 4 and Campbell Brown to her right in 6 got away much, much better. And Jetta gave them, well, probably about a foot, maybe 25, 35 centimetres out of the blocks, and it took her certainly until about 40 or 50 to catch them. But very, very good closing speed from Jetta there. She ran what Coach John Smith called a rather naive 200 metres final to be beaten by Campbell Brown in Daegu. But when it comes to 100, well, she just has the beating of this woman. I think she is quicker over that second half. Ironically, when Campbell Brown, of course, is a 200-metre specialist, is strong too through that second half of the 100.
Well, looking at the start, the best starter was Kelly Baptiste in the 4th lane. You can see she's got a little bit of a lead here, but then Campbell Brown puts pressure on, and Jetta has to respond, and that's the sign of a good athlete, because she didn't tense up. Look at the look of determination on her face there. Campbell Brown in 2nd, and Baptiste, who had the best start, eventually coming into 3rd place. But that's just 2 100ths of a record, a second outside Marion Jones' record, actually, a meeting record, which stands at 10.76, set in 1997. Another little look at that. Look how good that start from Kelly Baptiste is. 10.91 at best, but here, though, from 60 metres on, the battle is between the big two. The 2 world champions, one at 100, one at 200.
Very late, 16th September to be competing. Confirmation of the win there for Carmelita Jetta, 10.78 to Campbell Brown. So many of them have paid their ticket money for.
Well, yeah, he went to the World Championships. He'd not been at his best all season. It's not a diamond event, it's one requested by Usain Bolt. He had the disappointment early on in the World Championships. There is the lineup. Harry Akine-Zerite in 1, Travis Paget 2, Vico, the Frenchman, in 3, Leon Clark of Jamaica in 4, Usain Bolt, Jamaica, in 5, Nesta Carter, Jamaica, 6, Justin Gatlin, USA, 7, Mark Lewis Francis, Great Britain, 8, and Aziz Ouadi of Morocco in lane 9. The showman, always the showman. A man who came away from the World Championships with 19.40 over 200 metres. Well, Leron Clark won the Commonwealth title in the absence of Usain Bolt and the rest of the Jamaican group. Olympic champion, former world champion, world record holder. The men's 100 metres final. Akine-Zerite in 1, Paget 2, Vico 3, Clark 4, Bolt 5, Carter 6, Gatlin 7, Lewis Francis 8, Ouadi in lane 9. World fastest time. Asafa Powell in Lausanne on the 30th of June, 9.78. A target, perhaps, for the great man. Well, no problem with the start this time, and Nesta Carter got the best start, but Bolt coming in on him, and Nesta Carter's got this one. Now Bolt opens up the throttle, and Bolt's going to take this one. Carter in 2nd, and Clark in 3rd, 9.77, the fastest in the world this year. He said he wanted redemption of some sort. He's got it. He's run faster than anyone else in the world this year. His target, well, he wanted to beat that record, and he's done so. Unbelievable stuff. 9.76. It's been rounded down. It's a meeting record. It's the fastest in the world this year. and that is superb. Nesta Carter really pressured for the first half of the race, 9.89. What about that? And the Commonwealth champion, Leron Clark, 10.05 in third. But this man gradually, slowly but surely built his season. It didn't quite come off in the World Championships, but I think you can tell from that what might have happened. But what might have happened is not good enough for this man. He's come here and he's performed and delivered.
He has indeed, Stuart. Yes, everything he could have wanted from that Bolt. Didn't get a brilliant start. He had a poor start in Zagreb on Sunday, but that's a lot better. On Tuesday, rather, Zagreb. That's a 1.5 metre win there. Great run that from Carter. The gap behind Carter was immense back to third place, Leron Clark. But Usain Bolt there had to work hard to get in front. He really didn't hit the lead till about 60. Then he powered away. And you can see why many people say, well, the 200 is a better event and there's so much damage he can do at 400 metres, perhaps to Michael Johnson's world record. But, yeah, that will leave him very, very happy going into the winter. Takes the fastest time in the world this year away from Mustafa Powell, and significantly is quicker there than the 2 times 9.82 that Blake has run, the world champion, his young compatriot, over the last week.
It was a magnificent effort, and you can see there was real effort on the face of Usain Bolt. That was no coast, that was a real effort. His time, 9.76, confirmed. Nesta Carter, a season's best, 9.89. And Leron Clark, 10.05. A 1-2-3 for Jamaica. What a team they've got. Well, in the background, you can probably hear an announcer who's interviewing, or an interviewer interviewing the great man, and this crowd spellbound. Let's have another look at it. He doesn't get away well. He leaves the block, but I tell you, Nesta Carter really motored. He really got underway, and at 60 metres, Nesta Carter was certainly the leader.
So Astrand 1, Saskalakos 2, Forsyth 3, Said Ndure 4, Ashmead 5, then Dix 6, Blake 7, Cirillo 8, War in 9. Oh, very poor start from Blake there, third to left. He really sat back in the blocks, and Dix is up on him already. Dix has got this one if he can hold this together down the straight, because they come there with Dix, fourth from left in lane 6, going strongly. Now Blake kicks away and passes the American. Oh, what a display from the Jamaican. Look at this, look at the gap widen, 19.26. Oh, my word, that is staggering. It is the quickest time in the world this year. It's also the second fastest time in history, behind Usain Bolt's world record from Berlin 2 years ago. Remember, Bolt's world record, 19.19, and he's just stolen the thunder of his big compatriot, his training partner Usain Bolt, because 19.26 is most unexpected, I have to say, and that's probably the understatement of my season. Plus 0.7 the win there, a meeting record, of course, the fastest time in the world this year, the second fastest in history. And are we looking, Stuart, at a young man, remember he's just 21, are we looking at a man who perhaps can challenge Bolt next year in London for the world title at this, the Olympic title at this event, never mind about the 100?
I agree entirely, and I tell you what, he didn't have a great bend. His transition wasn't good, and Dix did put pressure, and Usain Bolt comes along to congratulate him. I mean, what about that? The Jamaicans have got 2 men under 19.4 this season over 200 metres, but that was astonishing. And remember, the world record at 19.19 set in the World Championships. He didn't get away well. Dix put pressure on him, didn't he, here? Real pressure. Dix came right alongside him. He's running outside him in lane 7, and Dix looked as though he was going to go away. But really, at this stage, and the transition was good at the end, and look at this for a move away from the World Championship silver medalist. He absolutely buried Dix, and that was so unexpected. 19.26 is astonishing. He came off the bend. Dix was the better, but then when they came into the straight, that was a wonderful run, and we've got a new world-class 200-metre runner. Remember Michael Johnson, 19.32 in Atlanta, and this, unbelievable.
Well, Stuart, when you think how poorly he got away, he really did ponder in the blocks there when the gun went. I can hardly believe it. 19.26. Johan Blake, then the winner of the 200. Do not adjust your set. He ran 19.26, the young Jamaican. Dix quick as well, a personal best 19.53 in second place, and he was easing off.